Danielle, so if you would continue, please.
With pleasure. Victim, late 15th century, living creature killed and offered as a sacrifice to a deity or supernatural power, or in the performance of a religious rite. From Latin victima, sacrificial animal, person or animal killed as a sacrifice. A word of uncertain origin, perhaps related to vicis, turn, occasion, as in vicarious, if the notion is an exchange with the gods. Etymologyonline.com.
Yep.
Just to pause, I think of the word sacrificial. Sacrifices, to make sacred, sanctifying, that somehow the victim and victor are maybe the two sides of the same coin. Those are my thoughts reading that.
Yeah, I mean, it is the way I hear it is the victim is a portal into a dimension of self-esteem and by extension, compassion. So when playing consciously the role of victim and when looking at our karma as that which opens the door onto much greater potential, then the meaning of sacrificial animal killed as a sacrifice or person becomes quite obvious because it is what it is. So it brings us back to the cover of this experience called The Small Print of the Law of Attraction that has on the cover chamber of resistance and the four letters D and T. And to look at the victim as the springboard to freedom is quite a psychedelic perspective. So that's how I would reconcile it, if that works for all of us or not.
Works for me.
Lovely. So please continue.
Consider, when I am attached, life is suffering. Note, sacrificing my attachment is letting go of my resistance to being good. It is to wholeheartedly do what I know I ought to do. This disposition will grow self-esteem and help me transcend fear.
Yeah. You have an example of how doing that, which you used to resist, has grown your self-esteem?
Yeah, daily, early morning meditation that sometimes goes longer than I would rather it go.
Okay. That's the place where you're no longer meditating.
What's that?
That's the place where the meditation stops when I ask how long, you know.
Yeah, just I know when it's done, and I used to really complain about, am I still meditating? Well, it's like, well, yeah, you're not done yet. Just keep going. I got all these things to do, but
Uh-huh.
all these things I have to do are the same old patterns that I've always done. And okay, let's hurry up in my meditation so I can go back to what I fucking always do. It's like rather than go a little bit longer, a little bit further, and then something subtle shifts.
Yeah. I'm looking at you, Michael, that is laughing your heart out. So tell us what's going on for
Yeah, I
you.
just liked what Daniel said. I need to hurry up and get done with this meditation so I can get back to doing the same shit I always do. That's classic.
That's
Man.
lovely.
Oh.
Lovely, lovely. Beautiful. So thank you.
But then to play the victim, to be, oh, I'm now I'm victimized by my choice to meditate because I'm victimized because I can't get back to do the same old shit the way I always do it. And that's exactly a confirmation about the victim being a portal, being an opportunity. Another example, we're leaving for Mexico on Tuesday, and um, one of the requests around the house was to clean the gutters, and I cleaned the gutters, and I did some other stuff, and as I was tying some covers on the gutters, um, I was really whining and complaining about these little wires not doing what I wanted them to do the way I wanted them to do it when I wanted them to do that. And I was like getting frustrated and angry. I was suffering because I was doing some mindless gutter work. I was getting angry at a piece of wire and I was suffering and playing the victim. And it was just like, I just said, really? Really?
I think you just introduced that thought right here.
Anyhow, hence, if I am suffering, do I really want to know the truth?
And it,
And it's interesting because when I had that moment, what was the truth? And I said, you've done something different. You kept the agreement. You're doing the job. It's working, and it's enough. And I said to myself, this is enough for now. This is good. And I felt self-esteem because I knew it was what I ought to do as a co-homeowner, leaving town, all of the leaves. It was a simple task that I ought to do, and then to do it with complaining and victim and suffering, or to do it and then watch the complaint and the victim and the suffering come up, and then maybe not consciously seeing as at a door, but actually walking through it almost like a meditation as a door into, hey, this is good. This is enough. It's time to stop.
lovely, beautiful.
All in time before Sarah started her class. So I wasn't making noise with the leaf blower out in the front yard before she started her yoga class. It was like, I remember looking at my phone saying, oh, good, it's 9:30. I don't have to hurry. I can get this done.
Very
All right.
good.
If unwilling to know the truth, and therefore to sacrifice my attachment, would I at least become willing to suffer and perhaps even look forward to suffering? I think for me, that has been useful. And also to be into the place where, okay, if I sacrifice my attachment and I look forward to suffering, and I do that enough times, then my consciousness can become the consciousness of the objective observer, and I can say, well, why don't I just walk around that hole, or why don't I walk down a different street? And it's not about making the gutter work joyful, but it's like whatever suffering around working around the house, I could just transcend it and really transcend it, because there was a surrender in my experience with that gutter today. And you know what? That's a damn look. I mean, I did some cool things to clean that gutter. I'm just like, I'm really proud of myself. And that is a one damn clean gutter.
Hey, before enlightenment, chop wood, clean the gutter. After enlightenment, chop wood, clean the gutter. There
That's
you
great.
have it.
Oh,
Congrats, beautiful brother.